Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm the owner of Denim & Rain. I'm an artist, a notion maker. I like knitting and sharing that here on YouTube with you. I have all the projects to share with you today, like so many things, lots of new stuff, including a fair amount of new yarn, not gonna lie. So if that interests you, that'll be near the end. But let's go ahead and talk about the things I finished. But actually, hold on, before we do that, what I am wearing. It is a beautiful colorwork sweater, is it not? It is not handmade. I found this at the thrift store. It is a machine knit sweater, but oh my goodness, when I saw it, I couldn't leave it behind. And yeah, look at this thing. Look at the color work. It's mainly black and white. It has some bits of blue in there and red. I brought it home, and when I put it on, my husband was like, ew, that reminds me of the Santa Claus. And I was like, yes, exactly what I was going for. I'm very happy it hit home. He's not a huge fan of the vintage look. My sister-in-law, however, who's a little bit younger, she's 18, she liked it, so you know, staying relevant, I guess. Okay, but let's dive into things I have finished. I will go ahead and start off with, I think, the cutest thing, right? Yeah, let's start with the cutest thing. So last week I introduced you to Bigfoot, or not last week. It's been a while now. It's been about a month. Last month I introduced you to Bigfoot, but Bigfoot now has a scarf and a hat. So he's all ready for the cold weather that we are very much getting here in the Pacific Northwest. It has been rather chilly. It's been getting into the 20s at night. And if we're lucky, it'll get up to 40 during the day. So he's all cozy and ready for the cold weather. Alright, so I finished Bigfoot's accessories. And then I finished my tonight top. I am not wearing it because, well, it's cold here. So I will just pop a photo on the screen for you. I didn't record, normally I try to record a video of me wearing it, but I didn't get to it, and oh my gosh, it is really wrinkly. I have already worn this a lot, but this is the Tonight top by Lily Kate Makes, and I knit this out of Golden Hour Knitwear cotton merino blend in the color You Can Call Me Joe, which was part of the Princess Diaries collection. I love this top so much. I have worn it so many times already, and I was a little worried about like the armholes not being like big enough, because when I first tried it on, it felt a little tight. But when I've worn it all day, I have not noticed at all. But it's a really nice double knit around the arms, and then there's like some short rows in here to create this very nice like curve. It's very beautifully designed. And then the mock neck is very nice. It hits at a perfect place. And then I just did the, I don't know if it calls for this in the pattern. I'm pretty sure it's a 2x2 for the bottom. Yeah, I am very, very happy with this. I followed the pattern. I don't think I made any modifications. That's not true. I think I added a short row or two to the back, just extra. But I don't think I changed anything else. I got gauge with one needle size up from what is called for in the pattern, which I do not recall what size that is. And let's see what else. What other details? I knit the smallest size, and it maybe has a little less positive ease. I think the reason is my butt. I've just discovered that my bust size is smaller, but I'm still like broad. Like I've got like broader rib cage and like very square shoulders and stuff. So I think if I were to maybe do it again, I would knit the second size to just give me a little bit more ease. I like the amount of ease that's in this one. I had thought I maybe wanted a little bit more positive ease for this, but I'm actually really happy with where it's at. So I really like the amount of ease, but if I wanted it to look a little bit more like how the pattern photos are, I would probably knit a size 2. For reference, in case anybody's wondering, I have, it varies day to day, but from a 32 to a 34 inch bust. Most of the time though, we're hovering right about a 33 inch bust. But again, I have, my chest is pretty small, but I have like pretty broad like rib cage. It's very square, like there's not a lot of shape, it's just like square. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. 10 out of 10 would knit again. I love this cotton merino blend from Golden Hour Knitwear. It's so lovely. When I first put it on, I was like, ooh, is it a little prickly? And then it sat there and I was like, no, it's not. And then I never thought about it again. And I wore it throughout my very active day, 2 of my very active days, and there was another day I just like put it on for part of a day. Yeah, it's gotten a lot of wear already, and definitely want to knit more. The only problem is I have a lot of single skeins, and this took, I went and just waited. I realized I was gonna do that because I wanted to know. But this here is 138 grams. So to knit another one, I'd need like 50 grams more of any of the single hanks that I have. So going forward, if I were to knit another one, I think I would maybe try and find a cotton merino blend like this that are sold in 50 gram balls and buy 3 of them, and that should be the perfect amount for another one of these tank tops. Oops, sorry, that probably knocked the microphone. Okay, but let's go ahead and move on to my next finished things, which is a pair of socks. I'm just gonna hold up one because that's so much easier than trying to hold up 2 socks. Just in case so anybody needs proof, here's the second sock. I love these socks. Okay, so I knit the Here Come the Socks pattern by yours truly, and I used Red Pansy in colors I do not remember, but it is a DK weight merino nylon blend. I bought these as a set on sale last month. I saw the colors and was like, oh my gosh, those need to become a pair of socks for autumn. So I've been calling them my autumn socks. I absolutely love the way that they look in this texture. I feel like it looks like a basket, which just feels so autumn to me. I specifically wanted a shorter leg on these socks because I wanted to use this yarn inside of my blanket as well because I just love the colors so much. So I knitted a shorter leg. Normally I like a really long leg, but I actually really like the way the shorter leg on this looks, especially with my jeans. So I think I might need to knit a few more shorter legged socks, which was nice because it also, on top of it being DK weight, it made them knit up so quickly. Even though there was like a texture pattern, I flew through these socks and it was really nice. So autumn socks are finished. Knitting that pair of socks made me want to knit more DK weight socks, which I guess can lead me into my next project, which is another pair of DK weight socks. I am knitting another pair of slouchy socks. I finished up my last pair and they fit really nicely. So I'm playing around with writing up a pattern, but I'm not like guaranteeing anything. And I know I've had a few people comment saying, write the pattern please. We'll see how it goes. Ooh, I'm trying to put this on a sock blocker so you can kind of see. It's still being worked on, but you know, slouchy sock in progress. I am knitting this out of Sewrella's merino nylon. I think it's an 80-20 blend. It is a fingering weight that I am holding double. Originally I had bought this, or no, correction, I bought 1 hank and then was like, ooh, I want more of this. So I was gifted to more hanks from Sewrella, and then I sent them some little gifty goodies as a thank you. It wasn't like sent to me for any like YouTube reasons or sponsoring. It was just them being generous. But I couldn't handle the dye lot changes, and then I tried knitting up some combos for a sweater and it wasn't working, and then I was like, you know what? I need to knit with this yarn. I love it so much. It needs to become something, so it is becoming socks. Why not? So I am making super slouchy socks with these. I am using some Cascade Heritage, I think Heritage is the one that's 75/25, whichever base that is. So I am using that held double for the heel, and then it will also become the toe. And yeah, it's turning out really nicely. I did have to rip back the foot I had started to knit and the heel because the heel was not working out quite how I wanted it to. I am using the shadow wrap heel for this. I like knitting it so much better than any other heel. However, I'm still working out the fit on it because I have a very high arch and like instep. Like the space for my heel to like, the spot from like here to here is really wide. Which is usually created by having a high arch. So I am having to play around with the fit. So we'll see. So far, me throwing this on my foot, it seems to fit better. And what I did was, I'm knitting magic loop. I always split it so there's half the stitches on one needle, half the stitches on the other. What I did was I moved 4 stitches from the top of the foot to the bottom of the foot, knit the heel, so that way there were 4 extra stitches in the heel part, and then once I was done with the heel, I moved those 4 stitches back to the top needle. And that seems to be okay, but we'll see once I finish the toe and actually can put on a full sock. Slouchy socks, they do have a name. Whether I make a pattern or not, they are going to be called my root socks, based off of a board game my husband and I have been playing. My husband is especially obsessed with this board game, but it's been a lot of fun. If you're a board game nerd, we really like Root. Ooh, the sun is coming in on my face. That is very bright. It's kind of hitting my eyeball. Okay, let's move on to the next socks. Hold on, I need to cover that little spot of sun. It's really blinding. But anyways, let's move on to the next pair of socks. I wasn't planning on casting on another. Oh, my stitch marker is missing. Oh, it must have snagged on something. Oh, bummer. I'm gonna have to find that. I had a stitch marker on here, but he's gone. It had a little Santa, but it must have snagged. Okay, I'll have to look for that later. Anyways, I wasn't planning on casting on another sock. I usually like to just have one pair of socks going. However, I hit the snafu with the heel on the other one and was like, I don't want to deal with it. So I cast on a Christmas pair of socks. Now, I am using some leftover knit picks. I don't know exactly what it is. I bought it in a D-stash. And then this fabulous, sparkly, stripy base is from West Yorkshire Spinners. It is their signature sparkle, and this is the color Yuletide. Give me 2 seconds, let me look at the ball band. Yes, it is called Yuletide. Now, I was informed that this yarn has like a free pattern online, so I went and checked it out. It is a ribbed sock, and I wasn't a huge fan of that with the stripes. I felt like it was just too busy, especially because the stripes are really small. They're not like big stripes. They're pretty snug. I think it's like a 3 to 4. The like funky colors, like these colors are about 3 to 4 rounds, and then the green stripes in between are about 2 and 3 stripes or rounds. Words. But yeah, I really like the way it looks just in stockinette. So I didn't use the free pattern that was offered, But I have this one, I've got the leg finished, and I like to knit my socks in tandem on 2 separate needles. However, I couldn't find my second 2.25 millimeter needle. I don't know where the heck it went. It's gone, it's disappeared. I pulled it out to put them like together and I can't find it. I don't know if it must have gotten scooped up somewhere. Maybe it's in a laundry basket. Maybe I got it, I don't know. But I put this sock on hold on a different size needle for now. And then I took those needles to start the other leg of the other sock. So I knit mine 72 stitch because I've got big feet. It is what it is. It's not a whole lot I can do about it. I've got big feet, so that means I have to knit big socks. But I just started the cuff on the second sock and then just a teeny weeny bit on the leg. I brought this with me to knit in the car with my friends and I went to IKEA this week. But I've been noticing I'm a little bit more sensitive to getting car sick lately. So I haven't been doing a whole lot of car knitting, which kind of bums me out a little bit. Yeah, I have two legs started for these Christmas socks. I have no goal for them. I'm not looking to like have them, I mean, I'd like to have them finished by Christmas, but I'm not in a hurry to get them finished for Christmas. So yeah, I've got those. And then unrelated, so I have my Slouchy Socks, which are, again, I'm not in a huge hurry to finish those either, but I had thought maybe setting aside my Slouchy Socks, like finishing up that foot and then setting it aside for a minute to cast on another DK weight Christmas sock. Last year I knit this sock. I have a finished sock here. However, my gauge for this, I remember last year thinking, like having a hard time getting gauge, and I thought I had gotten it, but holy tight sock, I can't get this sock on. I don't know what happened, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't notice that it was so freaking small and that was not gonna fit my foot. Like, I don't even know if this would properly fit my sock blocker, if I'm completely honest, because it's so small. Oh, it'll fit, but it's tight. Let's see. Let's look at this. I'll put it on here so you can see it properly. But it's just, oh, she's snug. Very snug on this blocker. It looks very nice. This is Bella Filato in the color Noel. I'm pretty sure. Do not quote me on that. And then I'm knitting the toe and the cuff is in a yarn I don't remember at all. It's not in my brain. But I really like this yarn and I would like to knit the socks. So I still have caked up. I never started the second sock. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is cast on a new first sock and then I will rip this one out and knit the other sock from this one. So we'll kind of see, but I would kind of like to have this Christmas socks as well, but we'll see if I decide to do that or not. Who knows. I've got a lot of projects going on, as you'll see here in a second. All right, let's move into my Calm Down cardigan. I am on my way with this. I'll try and get everything to straighten out here. I have finished the body. Ta-da! It's very hard to show, as most things are, you know, when they're not done, like, blocked and on the needles still. Now, what was I gonna say? My brain is a little bit fried lately. But, I tried it on the other day before I cast on the sleeve to see the body length, and because it's cropped. I cropped it. And I was worried it was going to be too short, but I put it on with my jeans and oh my goodness, it looks so good. I really like the length of it. And then I finished the first sleeve. It is very nice. It did take me a million years to knit the first sleeve. And then I picked up yesterday the second sleeve. Technically, I picked it up several days ago and then knit some on it and then was like, I didn't pick up the right amount of stitches, so I had to rip back, and I did it again yesterday. I cannot wait to block this. It needs a block so bad. It needs to go this way, like for so many reasons, both to open up that ribbing on the side here and to just like, yeah, it just needs to, it needs a good like, let's stretch and relax those stitches because everything is just a little wound up and tight, which I know before I picked up for the button band, I did a very quick steam on it, and oh my goodness, watching those stitches just relax, even with just that teeny little bit of steam, was really cool. So I can't wait to actually block it. I think it will do really cool things, but I'm really excited to specifically like open up the ribbing like on the sleeve and stuff, because like right now, like that's not very cute. That's pretty. So I can't wait to be able to block this. But anyways, this is, I suppose I should actually, some of you may not know, but this is the Calm Down cardigan by Lily Kate Makes on Instagram, or Lily Kate France. I am knitting it out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the color Chestnut, pretty sure. And I am knitting the first size, however cropped. I've cropped it. Oh, pardon me. Oh my goodness. I need more sleep. Okay. The things I have to show you next, there are two things I have to show you next that you have not seen yet. I have cast on a fuzzy sweater. A very, very fuzzy sweater. It's going to be hard to see though because it's black, which I'm very excited about because I love wearing black, and I don't have any sweaters that I have made myself in black. I have knit my sister a sweater in black. I have knit my daughter a sweater in black. I've knit my son a sweater in black. But I myself do not have a black sweater. What? I love wearing black. So here I am knitting a black sweater, and I'm so excited about it. I am not using a pattern. I'm sorry. I know so many of you, I'm sure, get annoyed by not being able to like look up these things, but you know, here we are. Raglans are easy. Just, you know, I find them easy. So I'm making a raglan. I am knitting it out of 2 different yarns. I am using some Holst Garn. This is the base Coast, which is 55% lamb's wool and 45% cotton. It is a fingering, like light fingering weight in the color black. Now I have this one little ball, and then I have a cone. I bought the cone a while ago for something different, and then decided the yarn was not going to work for that something different, which is okay because I was like, that's fine, I'll knit something else. So I am holding this double, and then I am holding also a strand of Drops Alpaca silk. So there are 3 strands being held for this. At first I was like, I'm not gonna have enough of this like Holst. That's the most hilarious thought I've ever had. There is so much yarn on this cone. I have a feeling after I'm done knitting this sweater, I'm still gonna have more of that yarn, and I've already knit a tank top out of this yarn. So there's a lot of it. I'm not too worried about it anymore. I did a double knit band without the alpaca in it, and then I will do like the same for the hem and the cuffs. I will not have the alpaca in it. I really like the fuzz. I tried it on before I split for sleeves because I wanted to see how deep the yoke was. Oh my goodness, what a dream. It was, it's been cold in our house lately, but I put this on and it was like a warm hug. It was so soft and so cozy. I am beyond excited for this sweater. So yeah, there's that. I also have another new raglan that I cast on that is a Bubba sweater. I am knitting this for my sister's daughter, and I'm doing a little color block raglan. How stinking cute is this? I am knitting-ish, sort of, the Rye sweater by Tin Can Knits. I think Rye is the right one. It'll be here on the screen if I'm saying it wrong. But I think I changed the stitch count just a tiny bit to have a slightly smaller neck, because I feel like that one sometimes the neck is a little bit too wide. So I cast on a few fewer stitches and I added some short row shaping. So I went round the back and then to like about here in the front and then back and then a little further to the front and then back again, and then, you know, created some nice short rows so that way it's not pulling at baby's neck at all. It's the 0 to 6 month size, and then I don't have the garter bumps going on here because I figured the color blocking is enough of it. And then on here I have some cute stitch markers. I have this little Yeti from Charmed and Dangerous. How freaking cute is he? And then I just have one of my stitch markers on here, one of my resin ones. Yeah, I am very happy with how it's coming out. I think it's gonna be really cute on her. I just have one more thing to talk about. Well, isn't that nice? I'm cruising right along, I feel like. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is my blanket. I continue to make progress on this, which is great. I have my first strip that I worked on that I added this white bit to the side. Oh my gosh, how amazing does that look? I'm so excited about this blanket, you guys. You have no idea. I don't know if I mentioned this in my past projects video or if I had posted it yet or not, but I have a video just about blankets and specifically a little bit more detail about this blanket, but I shared all my other like knit blankets on that video. So if you haven't yet, go check that video out. I have the second strip is finished. Like, hold on, let me just kind of sort of, these are not going to be the strips that are like next to each other, but just imagine this. And then another white strip, and then another one of these, and oh, it's gonna be so good. Okay. I'm not following a pattern for this, however, it is inspired by the Little Squares Knitted Blanket by Julie Harrison. Oh, it's a beautiful design. It's easy enough for me to have reversed engineered it. I was a little like, I'm a little like unsure about how I'm going to join these together. What I decided was I'm just going to sew them together. However, I did have one of you lovely viewers comment on, I think it was my blanket video, about how I could knit like partially, hold on, let me grab this back out, knit some white on one strip and then take like, then the next strip, knit some white on it, and then do like a 3 needle bind off, and then that like bind off would disappear kind of like in the middle of one of these white strips. So I am gonna play around with that. I'm gonna do like a teeny little like garter stitch like strip and then another little garter stitch strip and join them together and kind of see how that goes. I like that idea, so I'm sorry, I don't remember who had left the comment, but thank you very much. I am gonna give that a try, though I do not mind like sewing it together. Like that doesn't like, it's not my favorite idea, but I don't like absolutely hate it. I'm gonna give that a try though. And if that works, that's gonna be great. If it doesn't, oh well, it's no big deal. I can sew it together. But anyways, I'm working on my third strip, which I have not woven in any of the ends to yet. My other two, I was much better about keeping up with the ends. This time, not so much. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm knitting them 18 of the colored squares long. So it's coming along. I'm very excited about it. While I'm talking about this, I thought I'd talk about my hand spinning for a moment because, hold on, let me see if I can find it. I thought I brought it over here. Maybe I didn't. Oh my goodness, I'm so organized. I'm such a professional. Can't you tell? All right. Oh, I did bring it over here. I'm a professional. Look at that. I was working on this blanket, and I've been spinning up that green fiber, and I had a thought of how nice it would be to have some of that yarn in this blanket. So I plied some of it together and created this lovely, lovely yarn. Oh, isn't it so nice? I adore the way that this yarn looks. The colors are so good and the plies are pretty even. This would be my third finished spin on my drop spindle, so I'm very proud of it. I think it looks pretty good. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but I think for a third spin on a drop spindle, it's not half bad. This is, I think all of this yarn, or all of the fiber in here is merino, if I'm not mistaken. But the reason I wanted to pull this out is because I have a couple of squares in here, maybe just one in this strip, and maybe one in another strip, I'm not sure, but I have a square here knit out of my hand spun. Oh, I love it so much. It makes me so happy to have, like, you know, spun and knit this into a blanket. How awesome is that? This is not my first project I have like spun and knit something out of. I actually have one here on my tree. Let me grab it real quick. Last year I started spinning. That was my first attempt, was around Christmas. I spun up some Malabrigo, some very thick and thin, mostly thick, but occasionally very thin yarn out of some Malabrigo fiber I got from Shop La Mercerie. And I needed to remember my first ever spin, so I knit a couple of Christmas ornaments. How ugly and adorable is this? I am so happy that I made something out of this yarn that I can pull out every single year and like remember that, oh yeah, you know, Christmas of 2023 I started spinning, and now every time I get out my Christmas decor I get to remember it, and it makes me so happy. So yeah, I have that, and then I spun up that yarn, I started knitting with it, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to start a new spin. I really wanted to get a spinning wheel, however, life has thrown a few expenses our way, so I've had to set the wheel on hold for right now, which is okay. I don't have a ton of time right now to be doing a ton of spinning anyways, but I have done a little bit on my drop spindle. I got, hold on, I really just need to grab it. Quit twisting my body all weird. I bought some fiber from Hello Lavender, the color Summer Bloom. Here it is very not pretty, it's no longer in its beautiful braid, but there's some pinks and greens and like mustards and some periwinkly purples, and oh, it's just so absolutely lovely. Well, I love a lot of the colors in here, but I wanted like a little more of them, so I also ordered some pink fiber to add in, just to add a little bit more yardage and also a little bit more of the colors I really like in Hello Lavender's fiber. I ordered some mustard, and then I already had some of this like very pea green color, and then I also have some fiber that is like this green, so I'm also adding some of that in here and there. The fiber, the Hello Lavender fiber is the fiber, I can't remember, and then some of the other colors are Corriedale and Merino. But the plan is to spin up this fiber, and I'll show you what I've got so far. Don't those look so nice? I am so happy with the way this is looking. The plan is to take this and ply it with this. And I thought I had one of these little guys spun up. I have have 2 of these, which made me very excited to realize. And this is kind of spun up at a fingering to sport weight. There's the occasional spot that's a little thinner and a little thicker, but you know, it's a drop spindle and I'm still new. So this one is probably a little bit more inconsistent, but this one is getting pretty good. I'm getting there. So yeah, I feel like the spinning is coming along. I'm very happy with it. Now, what do we got? What have I got on my list? I feel very scatterbrained and I'm very much relying on my list. I use my iPad, which is mainly I use for art, but I do need notes now because my brain is like not there for me. But let's see, next, let's show you my finished painting. Oh my goodness. Actually, let me show you my sketches first. My goal is to kind of get back into sketching a little more regularly and art a little more regularly. I haven't been doing very much, but I did do a couple of sketches. I have this sketch, which is not my favorite, but I was just kind of playing around. And then another human study, and then a couple of like just clothing pieces, just trying to get my folds and stuff a little bit better. Now I have my my Marvel painting. I'm very pleased with this. I won't tease you. Ah, here it is. I finished this up a couple weeks ago and I hung it in our family room and it looks so good. However, it makes all the rest of them not look so good because the other ones are a little bit older and before I've like grown my skills a bit. So I'll hold it up a little closer so you can see in detail a bit better. But you have Thanos' ship kind of up in there in the smoke. You've got Thanos down there and his army behind him. And then you come over here and there's Captain America. Oh, it looks so good. Very pleased with this painting. It has made me excited to paint more things for our family room. So yeah, that's all the art I've done. I really haven't done a whole lot, which makes me a little sad. I do wish I could do a little bit more, but the free time I've had lately has just been spent doing other things, and that's okay. Oh, I wanted for the community shares to share a few Vlogmases. I have not started watching Vlogmas yet this year, but let me open up my YouTube really quick here and take a look at the ones that I am most excited about. First one I don't need to look at is Laura Penrose. She's my favorite. I watch her vlogs regularly. I love just her production is really well done and her photography is nice. So yeah, I really enjoy her Vlogmas. So that one will definitely be on my list to watch. Then I usually watch Stacey Elstone, who is of Stress Knits Yarn. She doesn't dye anymore, but that's one that I used to watch like all the time. And when she shared her Vlogmases, I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna watch those again this year. So I will be watching hers. Another one that I don't watch like all of her regular videos, but I do always watch her Vlogmases, is Knitty Natties. I don't watch usually every video throughout the year. I'm also just really bad at watching anybody's YouTube lately because I've been listening to audiobooks. But I do like her Vlogmases. And then another person I also don't usually watch very many videos for, because again, I just get busy, but I do really like their videos, is Emma Robinson of Woolly Mammoth Fibers. I really like her Vlogmases. So oh gosh, I feel like there was one more that there was a couple more that I wanted to try. I think Lily Kate Lily Kate Makes is another one who's doing a Vlogmas this year. So I wanted to check out hers. And then, Craya Bea is doing one this year. So yeah, there's a few that I want to check out this year. I'll tag them below so you can maybe go check them out. But yeah, I'm hoping maybe today to start watching some Vlogmas. We're at what? Today is December 5th. I haven't watched any. So I would like to start because that's a lot of content. And there are a few others that other people have mentioned that I am curious about. And if you have any Vlogmases that you are watching that I maybe haven't mentioned, put those down in the comments as well. If you do a Vlogmas, let me know. I love checking out new creators. So yeah, make sure you put it down in the comments. Shamelessly plug away. But anyhow, let me show you new yarn. I am not gonna lie. My brain has been a bit frazzled and overwhelmed lately. Life has got a lot going on. So I've treated myself a little bit with retail therapy, which is not something I normally do. But there have been some late nights, lying in bed, wide awake. And these are some, oh hey look, my stitch marker. I found him. It's Santa. That's how my brain has just been completely lately, just very distracted. It's like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Anyways, yeah, I don't normally treat myself with retail therapy. That's not something I normally do, but some of these things have been sitting in my carts forever. I like to do this thing where I put a thing in a cart and then I let it sit and I think on it and then I think on it and then I think on it and then most of the time I don't buy it and then maybe later I'll think on it some more and then potentially maybe buy. So I've had some of these things sitting in my cart for a while. And I finally decided I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit to all of it. Maybe not the best idea in the world. I've got a lot of new yarn to work with now, which is fine. This is not a bad thing. It's not like I have a giant stash anyways. So let me just show you. Okay, this first one I had kind of mentioned in my knitting plans for autumn. I had talked about wanting to make another chunky cardigan for myself, something really big and long and just cuddle up cozy, and I had talked about wanting some more of that Premier Serenity tweed that I had knit my last chunky cardigan out of. Well, I had some in my cart and then I went to go buy it and it was sold out. And I was like, no. I knew I should have bought it like a month and a half ago, and then I didn't, and then I waited a month, and then I waited 2 months, and then I was like, this yarn is never coming back in stock. Well, it came back in stock, so I quick bought it because I was like, I really want to use this yarn. So here it is. This is Premier's Serenity Chunky Tweed in the color Cream. It is a creamy color with lots of little tidbits and stuff in it, which I really like. This is 100% acrylic. It's nothing fancy, but it's very nice knit up and it's very cozy and soft. I ordered some yarn from Hobbii. I got some Hobbii Amigo in 2 different sizes in 2 different colors because it was on sale. It used to be when they first came out with the Hobbii Amigo, it was like $1.50 a ball, and then the price has bumped up over the years and it's now like $4 something a ball. Well, they had it on sale for $1.90 something a ball, so I decided I'm gonna buy some of it now because I have some ideas in mind for a couple of colors. So I bought Hobbii Amigos extra large in this color. I don't know the color name because I go off of color numbers, which is so annoying. I wish they would just put their color names on the ball bands. How difficult is this, people? But this is color number 16. It is a very nice light blue. It's a little bit like, okay. Yeah. It's blowing out a little bit. But it's a little darker in person than I thought it was going to be. But I still really, really like it. The plan for this is a very, very oversized. Kind of like this, but maybe a little bit more oversized. Something like this, a very 90s sweater. This is what I want to make. I was searching for, like, you know, big cozy sweaters like from TV shows and movies, and this popped up and I was like, oh my goodness, I love it. This, oh gosh, I forget her name. Forget the character and the actress's name, but this is from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's like the younger cousin, and her fashion is just so good. There's so many cute things that she wears throughout the show. She reminds me a lot of my younger sister-in-law, but yeah, she's just cool. But I really want to knit this sweater, so the plan is to kind of make up my own in this yarn. So I bought a large sweater quantities worth of this. The bag I got from Hobie is rather large because I had this sweater quantity in it and I had a sweater quantity of this. This is Hobie's Amigo in the color 19, and this is a DK weight where the other one is more of a worsted Aran weight. Both of these, by the way, are 100% acrylic, so nothing super fancy, but I want to knit another Malway tweed sweater in this and kind of mess around with the pattern a little bit. I really like my Malway tweed sweater. It's just a basic raglan that I wrote up the pattern for years ago. However, two things. One, it's not as inclusive as it could be. I was still, you know, newer designer. It went up to a 3XL, which is not too terrible actually. And then it had no short row shaping in it, which I wear my Malway tweed all the time and it doesn't bother me that much, but it bothers me enough. So I want to add some short rows to it, and I just want to revisit the pattern. I've actually taken that pattern down, like I think last year I took it down and was like, I'm just gonna remove it for now. So I took it down, but I kind of want to re-knit it and fix out any kinks and stuff in the pattern that there may be, check the grading and grade it for a few more sizes, and add some short rows and knit it in blue. Oh, an electric blue. I've wanted an electric blue sweater for a really long time, for a few years now. And I kind of want to make this happen. This may be like a January, February cast on, something like colorful to get me through the winter, because it's supposed to be wet and it's supposed to be a cold one. So, but anyways, let's see, what else did I buy? So much. Okay. I'll show you the sock yarns that I got. I bought some Drops Nord, which is an alpaca, alpaca polyamide and wool blend. And I wasn't sure about this for socks, but then there was like, it says in the description that it would be good for socks. So we're gonna give it a try. I haven't knit socks out of an alpaca, but from my understanding, it's pretty strong, and there's polyamide in here and some wool. So I think, why not? You know, why not? It's not super expensive yarn, but I got it in 2 different colors. Again, another brand that doesn't put the color names on the ball bands. I have color oh, really? These colors are 23 and 24, but they're nothing alike. But apparently they're next to each other in numbers. So 23 and 24. This is a nice sagey green, and then this is a really nice like caramelly, mustardy brown. I don't know how to describe this. I don't remember the color name. And then the plan is socks, but I want to do fold over cuffs with some alpaca to make some fuzzy socks. So I got this mustardy and then this green, which I think this color is olive green, but it is number 32, and this one is number 19. So I've got these two, and I can't decide if I want to pair these two up together to have like a contrast, and then like the mustard up with the sage for contrast, or if I want to go more monochromatic and do like this and then like this. I don't know. I want to play around with it a little bit. The idea is to have like a nice fold over, like chunky like cuff, and then I want to have one that has like some like fun cabling or texture down the front of it, and then have one that has nothing. It's just the chunky like cuff is the like main feature. So like 2 socks, 1 pattern type thing. I don't know. I'm not, for some reason I'm feeling the itch to put together patterns again, but I'm not holding myself to it because I know I get overwhelmed by it. So who knows. The last thing the last thing I got is some Drops Merino Extra Fine. This is a superwash merino. This was on sale. Like, all this yarn was on sale. So, and it's a lot, but it didn't cost a lot, which is nice. But this is also that olive green. This is color 53. It is a beautiful green, and my plan is a nice drop shoulder. There's, I think it's the Oslo sweater by Petite Knit, I think is the one I was looking at. But I really like this color. I'm obviously craving a bit more color. I've knit a lot of like white and gray sweaters, and I want a little bit more color. So I have color here for some sweaters, which is making me happy. I mean, obviously I can't like break it too much because I've got a little bit of, you know, cream here to knit a sweater out of. But that's 4 sweater quantities. When I'm going to knit these sweaters, I don't know, but I am excited that 2 of them are a little bit chunkier, because I'm craving a little bit of instant gratification, and I think it's because my brain is overwhelmed. I just want happy things quickly. So some nice chunky sweaters kind of fit the bill. So like this black fuzzy sweater is knit on like, oh gosh, what are these needles? They're like pretty big. I haven't knit on needles this big in so long. What are these? They're a US 10.5, which I think is a 6.5 millimeter, if I'm not mistaken. That's huge. I used to knit like everything on needles that big, but now it's like 3 to like 4.5 millimeters, usually the biggest needles that I use. So 6.5 is feeling gigantic, and it's knitting up so quickly. But yeah, that's all of like the knitting and the things. I am doing a Vlogmas-ish. I don't know if I can, I'm not calling it Vlogmas because I feel like Vlogmas is like a daily thing. I'm doing festive vlogs, which I think Hive Knit is also doing one called a festive vlog, though I think hers it might be daily. I'm not really sure. But I am doing weekly videos. Kind of record throughout the week, and then I post one video because that's just much more manageable for me. So if you want some vlog content from me, that's what's coming out in the month of December, kind of one-ish a week. We'll see how it goes, how life treats me, how I'm feeling, and what have you. And then as far as other life stuff goes, I don't really know. It's going. I've finally got my next Wheel of Time book. I'm on book 13. That's so many books. So I have one more after this. Okay. Nerd out here for a second. The first like part of the series, amazing. And then it was like, there was a little bit of like, people have talked about this like series having a bit of a slog, and there definitely was. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't my favorite. Well, then there's a new author now, Brian Sanderson. I want to look into more of his books because I am enjoying the pacing, and just like everything about it is so good. I was very worried about it being a new author, but it's fabulous. It's really good. Really enjoying it. I cannot wait to start my next fantasy series. I've got a little list going. I don't remember what's on it. Don't ask me. I can't even remember the name of the book I'm currently on. I know it's a Wheel of Time book, and I know it's the 13th one, but that's the extent of that. But anyways, before I start rambling on about absolutely nothing, I should probably wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. If you're not already, I would definitely appreciate a like and a subscribe if you aren't. Then you can catch future videos. That's pretty cool, right? And then if you're like really, really committed and you don't want to miss any, you can hit the bell. I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing. You like hit it and get notified. But that's like only if you're really committed. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in my next video. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your week. Bye.